A few years ago, I couldn't have told you anything at all about spiritual direction. Now I find myself being a spiritual director for a growing number of men. The journey has been such a surprise for me. But here's the question I had at the beginning. Just exactly what is spiritual direction, and how could it help me? What is spiritual direction? Spiritual direction has been a ministry of the church for centuries. It's the ancient practice of helping you understand how God is working in your life so that you can respond to Him better. It is dusting for the fingerprints of God in a man's soul. While traditional counseling deals with past trauma and life coaching with future goals, spiritual direction is all about the present moment. What is God doing right now? What in the world is He up to? Spiritual direction is also not discipling, teaching, or even mentoring. It's a type of conversation that will help you become more attuned to God's presence in and around you. Such awareness is the great healing for the masculine soul. He is already seeking to enter our stories. Responding to His initiative is how we become men. And now, here are 4 ways that spiritual direction could really help you. Number 1, learning to find God in a crisis. Some men come to see me because they are in a crisis. Something painful has pushed them to the edge. A broken marriage, a health issue, a job loss. Attendant to that are all the understandable emotions: sadness, grief, anger, confusion. But the looming question is underneath. Why did God allow all of this to happen, and where is He in all of this? That's the question we address. I believe that God is always working, but especially so in a crisis. He's calling out to a man through that distress. The crisis is not the end of his life. It's the trailhead to something startlingly new. Way number 2 it could help you. Learning to find God in all of life. One of the pivotal realities of the Bible is also one of the simplest. God is always present. All of a man's dysfunctions and sins, all of his neuroses and addictions flow from his inability to access that reality. God's love and presence are an ocean depth unknown. Yet many men barely stick their toes in. Some don't even make it to the shoreline. Spiritual direction is all about helping a man experience the presence of God in all of life. This, surprisingly, becomes his warrior strength. Way number 3, growing in new ways of prayer. Men sometimes come to me feeling stuck. They want so much more in their relationship with God, but they don't know how to get there. Here's the good news. There is so much more. More than you could even imagine. One of the things I love to do in spiritual direction is to introduce men to new ways of praying. I help them enter the silence, and then I get to see them discover the one who is calling out to them in their deepest desires. Way number 4, it could help. Healing for the masculine soul. Let's face it, every man's been wounded in this life. That certainly includes me. Jesus came to bind up the brokenhearted and set the captive free. He is certainly the great healer. Sometimes in spiritual direction, a man may voice his desire to find inner healing for something that continues to drag him down. I then help him experience the living presence of Jesus for that very wound. For there is nothing impossible with God, nothing at all. If you're interested in hearing more about spiritual direction or experiencing it for yourself, just contact me. You can email me at landmarkjourney@gmail.com. I would love to continue the conversation with you.